Hi, I'm Paul Godwin, and I'm the creator of Music for 33 Drain Pipes, which is having its premiere here today at Ripe Area Arts and Nature Festival. So this process began with recording using a hydrophone, and we're going to walk through 7 different segments. And this first one is called Lake Audrain, which is an echo summit, and it's the headwaters. So the hydrophone is a simple microphone. We place it underwater, but it hears strange things that we don't hear with our ears. Come on, let's take a listen. With this pipe, we're hearing the actual raw recording underwater. You'll hear clicks and little squirrely sounds that sound like creatures. They are creatures. But the clicks are the sound of photosynthesis. Now in this module, we've created some ambient music. Here. So this kind of dreamy underwater sound is just created asynchronously to augment and create an environment of what we're hearing underwater. The Enchanted Pools is an unusual point in the South Fork of the American River headwaters area. It's between Wrights Lake and Twin Lakes off the beaten track. There are lower, middle, and upper pools. The photograph is of the upper pool. However, my recordings are done at the middle pools. You're hearing a kind of Morse code sound here. This is actually, we've created a MIDI file from the transients of the water bubbles. So the water bubbles made their sound. We took the data and then we extrapolated it and we put it onto a simple sine wave, and it creates this kind of ... Morse code. Let's talk about these pipes. Why the drain pipes? I was looking for something that was affordable and that evoked our use of water. So these kind of PVC drain pipes that we see used for French drains or drainage, and they also augment the sound. I'm using small speakers, and each speaker is an individual sound. In this one, which is Slab Creek, they're synchronous. We started all the files at the exact same time. And again, we've extrapolated water data, the sound data from the water, onto other instruments. This piece is taking place at Cronin Ranch. Cronin Ranch is a preserved area of the middle of the South Fork of American River. And here you're going to hear a munching sound. It sounds like a little creature crunching. And actually, we think that might be what it is. This piece is Lake Natoma. Now Lake Natoma is almost at the terminus of the river. It's in Folsom. It's a concrete reservoir. The sound I recorded there was very mysterious. It sounded echoey. It sounded a little sad. There weren't very many green plants, concrete sides on the reservoir. The sound of roaring that sounded like traffic. This is the signature piece called Wakamatsu Pond, because we are at Wakamatsu Pond. These sounds were recorded in the pond. The thing about the ponds is there's a lot of green life and moss and plants, and you don't have to put the microphone in very deep, and you get a lot of interesting sounds. final module is Leak Springs. This is at the very headwaters of the Cosumnes River. This piece is super interesting. We've taken the bubble sounds coming up in the pond there, and I've mapped them to orchestral instruments. So you're hearing a trombone, a piccolo flute, and a clarinet, timpani, and other orchestral percussion. And they're playing exactly the sound, the exact rhythm and pitch of the bubbles coming up in the pond. It's a very musical piece, and it was a lot of fun to map that onto orchestral instruments. Thanks for taking the walk with me.